Hello, everyone, and welcome to another awesome episode of Link Up Leaders, where we talk all things supply chain and e-commerce. And today we have one of the most exciting guests that I'm so excited to bring to you guys. Talked to him a good amount of times. One of the most knowledgeable people that I know, not just about Amazon, but about e-commerce. He has had me on his show, which I am honored. And if you guys don't know him yet, this is Norm Farrar, the beard guy. Norm, welcome to the show.
Hey, welcome, or thank you. I'm so used to saying, welcome to my show.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, thanks.
Good. Well, thank you for coming. I know you're a busy guy. You have like a million different businesses going on at all times. And I think everything to do with supply chain and e-commerce. So this is a very fitting show for you. We'll talk a bunch of things today. But for starters, how did you handle Chinese New Year? It just passed, and I know you handle a lot of sourcing and have some customers there. How'd you weather that storm?
Well, the 20% that listened, and that's what it is. It's every year. It doesn't matter. It's always the same 20%, right? But we were mentioning that we were finding it was going to be very hard this year to get your orders in much earlier than before. That we're going to see some. There was going to be a lineup. And it was going to be tough because there's going to be so many new e-com sellers, plus the manufacturers were already busy. And for those who planned 5-6 months ahead, it was fine, no problems. For those who waited till the regular time, it was horrible. And I don't know about you, but I think we talked about it when you were on my podcast.
We did.
But we have people sitting out there that would normally be waiting a month to get into production, being months. And we've got one client who we're out till June the 6th, I think, before we can get it out and on the water.
Jeez.
It really is crazy. But, it's a specialty product. So there's only so many places that you can go to. But there's a really great surge in e-com. I believe that you really got to become action oriented, and you can't sit back and wait and see. You've got to be proactive. And, if you're talking with your manufacturers and they say that they're going to be busy, they're going to be busy. And you said this before, it's a domino effect. So you get it out, but then you got to get it to the port. Then you got to get it on the water. Then you've got to get it unloaded. Then it's got to go that mile, and it could be tough.
Yeah, I think so many businesses that we have probably the same conversations with all of our customers. Same with you, same with us, and it's the same story. And it seems like every year it's a shocker. It's almost like snow in Pittsburgh, and they forget to plow it every year. They forgot to put the salt out, but it happens every single year around the same time. There's nothing that changes. Even COVID actually just kind of highlighted that in 2020. So no, I'm glad we share the same view, definitely when it comes to the sourcing aspect and Chinese New Year. But we're here for another reason, and something that's so important in e-commerce, and that is influencer marketing, which, forgive me, I am completely ignorant to. So I'm going to be asking you some of the dumbest questions. I'm sure someone else shares my mindset out there. But what is influencer marketing?
So first of all, what you're saying is I can make things up as I go.
You could, if you made something up, I would probably 100% stand behind it. I would tell someone else, and they would either call me out on the BS, or they're going to believe me and they're going to go tell someone else. So you can start a domino effect here.
All right. Okay. That's good to know. So first of all, there are different forms of influencer marketing. In fact, your basic form of influencer marketing is your customer. Now, your customer is unpaid usually. I mean, you could put an insert into your product that says tag, please tag us. And it could be for a contest, or it could just be to show the product. That's one way that's an influencer. There's other forms of influencer marketing, and typically there's about 5 different types. There's a nano influencer. You've got a macro. Nano influencer is about 10,000 followers. Micro is around 100,000. Then you've got mega. No, you don't. You've got blah, 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 blah. Micro, mega, mid. And then you've got up to the celebrity. Celebrities up to 5 million plus. Now, while you're going up, usually engagement is going down. It's really tough and the cost is soaring. But if you want really great engagement with an influencer at a very low cost, it's those micro and nano influencers. Those are the ones that, especially the nanos, and I'll get into this in a little bit, but you can approach them very easily. They're probably going to be happy that you approach them because, wow, somebody noticed me. And wow, okay, great. You might have 1,000 followers, you might have 5,000 followers, and now they post, they're with their Coke Zero, whatever you send them, and it goes out to family and friends, and people listen to those people. So you're going to see that engagement is going up much higher. And to tell you the truth, probably if you've got 1,000 nano influencers, that's 1,000 times better from the other way. And it would be so much less expensive. When you get up to the micro influencers, up to 100,000, you're paying a little bit of money, not a lot of money. And it depends on the platform. TikTok is very, very inexpensive. Instagram's more expensive. YouTube, it just depends on the influencer. And you've got to approach them. So you want to make sure that you approach them. Some people, I had a guy that I talked to the other day, and he built a $400 million business strictly on influencers. And what he told me is, I just approached them directly. He says, what was the harm? I just went
just
and I
messaging
said, hey,
them?
Yeah, hey, I've got this great product. You look like you're a great fit. Here it is. Okay, that's kind of aggressive. I always thought, let's get engaged before we get married, So anyways, you can do that more with a nano influencer. But still, I like to kind of follow them, comment a little bit, and then reach out to them and say, wow, I like your personality, or I like what you've been saying about this. Here's my product. And you can do that with micro influencers. But you can take, and again, there's no one approach. So you can try it direct, or you can try it the way that I'm talking about, where we've done it is just, engage, comment, just follow, like their post, comment a little bit, and then approach them.
So be human.
Yeah, be human. And what's really great, that whole human thing that you joked about it, but that human thing will get you into another category of influencer that's not talked about a lot when it comes to Amazon or e-commerce, and that's the brand ambassador. Larger companies have brand ambassadors, like Helium 10 with Karen. She's a brand ambassador. That's a different, it's the same thing, but she's brought on by a corporation to be that brand ambassador. She loves Helium 10. She oozes Helium 10. And with us, or for any, product out there that's on Amazon, we're finding that personality that'll do that, and a person that you don't have to pay. That's the brand ambassador. And if you can find the influencer or the customer that can engage, be part of a group, like your page, and you start to see that they're loving your brand for one reason or another, you can approach them and say, look, how would you like to be our brand ambassador? And typically, like I know over at the chat agency, so Paul Barron, myself, Shane, Jason, we bring them into agreements. So we find a brand, or we have a brand, we get them to sign off. They have to give us 3 images a month. They have to give us a video. They have to, we give a whole outline. We outline who owns the content, and we get tons of free user-generated content, which is fantastic. Now, as you go up the ladder, it's going to be much more difficult and much more costly to bring people in. But if you have a bigger brand or if you're starting to see success in sales, I would not stop at the micro. So micro influencers are great for 80-90% of the brands. But as you get going, yeah, I would invest. And just like it was Joe Martin that was on the show, and he has a BoxyCharm, 400 million in sales, 1 million subscribers, all done by the Kim Kardashians of the world. And she loved the product. So, when you get that level,
You have to have a good product, though, right?
you do. But I can tell you, like Paul Barron, for example, he went to a high-end YouTube influencer. So he's in the swim diaper niche, and he's not afraid to tell his product. He loves, he loves telling his product because he says, I've got this locked up so solid with my brand ambassadors that, try entering the niche. So he's
That's cocky.
Yeah. I mean, he does have, if you go on and you Google, he's taking up 5 or 6, 7 spots in the main keywords because user generated content. And that's the key. I mean, it really is quite cool. I'll give you an example. So he, with his swim diapers, well, I'm going to go back to the YouTube thing. So he spent a ton of money on this YouTube guy. Okay. And I wasn't involved with the brand. So I'm not saying the guy's name, but he sucked. Okay. And what ended up happening was he did his big spiel. It got a ton of videos, and basically it just panned by Paul's product. He paid this huge amount and he got 15 sales. He could find 15 sales that he paid thousands of dollars for from this arrogant jerk that just panned past his product.
So what happened?
Nothing. He had to live with it. So, here's the thing. What are you going to do? You're going to go back and you're going to complain to an influencer that has hundreds of thousands of people who could just do the opposite to your product.
Right.
So, and it's like getting an Amazon editorial. Okay. So you get into their editorial listings and you got this great magazine, a big magazine that's writing about your product. You don't know what they're going to write.
Right.
Hopefully they're going to write nice things about your product, because you can't go back to them and say, oh, that article that you wrote, I don't like that line. I mean, you're stuck with it. So, but that's not normally the case. And that's one of the things I'd like to point out is personality. If that brand's not your personality, if you are part of the NRA and you're going after, the left, it's not going to mesh. And I'm not getting political at all.
Yeah. Well, some may argue you are, but yes, I do agree with you there. That would not be the smartest investment. But what happened with that ambassador? Did they didn't vet them properly? Is that what it was, or
no? I just think that very well-known influencer just thought they were going to get more. And like I said, when you go to the larger influencers, you don't get, a lot of times you don't get what you pay for, but it's consistency too. So if you're dealing with Kim Kardashian, and I mean, everybody knows Kim Kardashian, everybody knows the main people. I'm just saying that, but if you're dealing with a larger influencer, it's like a radio ad. Right. You don't do it once. You go back and you go back, and it's all about perception too. So if I've got some dollar store item, I'm not going to go to Kim Kardashian. If I've got this incredible product that I know she would love and that she would want, then I'm going to present that to her, right? And so this product, BoxyCharm, it was perfect. They loved it. So anyways, it's not just once, it's ongoing.
No, that I mean, it definitely makes sense. Anyone that I follow, if I see something cool, I probably wouldn't notice it the first time. I'd probably have to, and if they try to sell it to me, I probably wouldn't just buy it the first time. They would
Yeah.
have to consistently keep standing behind it. That definitely makes sense. But so there's the influencers, and then there's the brand ambassadors.
Yep.
So what is the difference? I guess it seems like a brand ambassador would still be an influencer. Is that
They are. Brand ambassadors are an influencer. However, they're passionate about your product.
that's the key. Okay.
Yeah, and most brand ambassadors get basically paid in product. They don't get paid, a dollar amount for promoting your product. This sounds crazy, but they're almost ready to pay you. And they love your product. They want to use it for their family. Hey, if they can get it for 25 or 50% off, and they can promote it on their network, great. You could do an affiliate with some ambassadors as well. There are some another way that you could use it. Let's say that they have an blog article that they write. You could create a content within that blog article. You can create some sort of an affiliate link back to the product. They can make money off of it that way. Or it could just be through, and this is what we love, if they create high quality product or a blog article, throw it out on the internet, we can take that information, it gets ranked, and we can write a press release about it. So the press release will highlight this blogger who's talking about our product, and now you're linking the press release to the product and to the blogger who's promoting. Yeah, just something simple like that. And by the way, when you do that, you throw that into Google My Business, and you get ranked instantly on Amazon for all these keywords that you never had a chance to rank for.
Oh, geez. So there's a lot more than just having someone, or I guess than just giving someone products and having them continue to love it. You can actually associate all these different types of affiliate marketing and influence marketing together.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the other thing about, I'll give you something that Paul did. So over the last 3 months, he's received 2,000 images from brand ambassadors and influencers. The average dollar is between $10 and $100 per influencer. So over the life of his brand, he's got $1 million worth of user-generated content, which he paid nothing for.
Jeez.
And you take those 2,000 images of unboxing, or you could literally, if you have a great network, you can go to your brand ambassadors and say, look, somebody wrote a horrible review about this. Can you guys target that? And all of a sudden, boom, they talk about the benefit of boom, or they give you videos, or they give you images. Guess where you put them? You put them into Amazon posts. Okay. You put them into Amazon Live. So you've got all this content that's giving you followers. Or Amazon's come out and said, I want brands. I want micro brands. Well, you build it with posts, you build it with, and if you don't have to spend any money on it, these people are already giving it to you. And what I like about it too is that the whole tag thing, right? Now you use an app like Repost, you can find right off the bat, all these people have tagged you. You take Repost, download it to your photos, and then upload it to your Amazon posts. You got more user-generated content. Outside of that, you take those 2,000 photos and you repurpose it. You repurpose the photos throughout your social media platforms, which is going to give you a boost. You can link them into your website. You can take the videos, put it into YouTube. You can transcribe them. You can just do the audio. And, there's so many things you can do just with audio. You can take the videos, and this is just another thing that I don't want to complicate things, but if that person who did the video writes content. You can have that on your YouTube channel, embed that into their article, then write a press release about it, embed the video into your press release, and do the same thing. Link back to your Amazon listing, link back to their content, links back to YouTube, and oh my gosh.
I wish I could look at your brain right now. I feel like there are a million marketing switchboards just being
Yeah,
plugged
that's the
into
problem.
To me, it sounds like you would need like an entire team that sort of works with this. Now, is that really the case? Would you suggest that someone just start with, let's say, brand ambassadors and then create all the content possible and then find someone that can help them distribute it? Or would you start by building that solid foundation for distribution first and then starting to bring in like the brand ambassadors and influencers?
Well, the very first thing is you have to build the brand.
Okay.
So brand's got to be consistent. You've got to have a quality listing. If you're selling plastic shoe stretchers that fall apart on Amazon and you've got a 2-star main review, it's not going to work. But if you take the time and you put quality images, build nice packaging, have a good brand, you maintain over 4 stars. That's the starting point. Taking that, and even on I would say even on a pre-launch, building out a couple of weeks and doing press releases and making sure your social media is there, making sure your banners on your social media are all consistent. And I say this a lot. If you want to, everything that we're doing is about consistency. McDonald's, it's all about real estate. We've all heard that story, but it's consistency. People went back because of consistency. And so the main thing we need to do is make sure that all your social media is consistent, make sure that your e-com is consistent, and that you market it. So when people do go and search you, they can see you. They can see maybe a LinkedIn profile. They could see your Facebook. Just little things, And then that's when you bring in the influencers. And influencers, you start it. They don't all come overnight. This is a marathon. You can go and start to approach and start to follow. And there are some paid platforms that you can kind of get off the starting blocks a little quicker. So you can go to places like Thomason, who's got, influencers, IntelliFluence, Upfluence. BuzzSumo has probably got one of the larger. If you're a successful brand and you've got money to burn, you can go to Cision, and they have the world's biggest platform, but you're going to spend $5,000 to $10,000 per year, which I don't recommend. You can go out and do it yourself. And I'll give you some search strings to go out and find these too. But by going over to those, you'll pay $49.95. BuzzSumo is more expensive at $99, and you can develop your relationships in a niche. You can find your own influencers. You just got to make sure they're not fake. And that's key. You can spend $100 on an influencer who's got 250,000 followers, and they've got nothing. They've gone and they've gone to inexpensive countries to get likes, follows, like India, Bangladesh, and
the click farms.
Yeah. I mean, and they just build it up, and you're also going to see a lot of 1-word, 2-word, lots of emoji answers. So stay away from those. So if the engagement doesn't match the followers, then run.
Yeah, I was going to ask, are there any surefire red flags that you see, an influencer, and you just immediately you answer? I'm sure you answered part of it with, just looking at just a bunch of emojis, but is there any other red flags that you would note? Hey, that is a scam. Don't go for that whatsoever.
Yeah, it comes down to the followers and engagement. So if it doesn't make sense, if you've got on Instagram 250,000 followers and you've got 10 people that are commenting and liking, it doesn't add up. It doesn't make it doesn't make sense. Or when you dig into the comments, maybe they have lots of comments, but it's ooh, cool, nice picture, beautiful, emoji, emoji, emoji. Then you got to look at it. But if there is engagement, even on both sides, if there's engagement going, then you're going, all right, now this is an influencer. If you can see their blog and wow, really well written content. I've seen some horrible blogs, and I'm so glad I caught them because I don't want my brand associating with that brand or that influencer.
And I don't know, for some reason, we just started getting these emails of people asking us, hey, can we pay you to feature one of our blogs on your site? And I find that kind of weird personally. I mean, I understand, sort of some of the black hat SEO tactics with backlinks and everything. But I imagine part of that also that has to do with like bringing the influencers and having some of their brands associated with that. And I kind of lost my train of thought there. But there was something that I did want to ask about. And it's something that, again, I might just be ignorant to. But what benefit does a press release have to a product when it comes to e-commerce?
Oh my gosh. So first of all, I've preached press releases. I've worked with press releases for probably 25, 30 years. And I've always had results. I stopped using them for a while. I was out of e-com and doing some other stuff and came back to a service industry and thought, wow, like I started to see the ranking go. But then what happened, there was algorithm changes in Google and they were affected. Then they came back. Product reviews, anything in the news kind of came back. However, they were abused a lot by the supplement companies, and Google actually shut down and wasn't doing a lot of low quality press releases. The good stuff had always ranked. So enough that I bought a press release company. I tell people how I do it. I tell people what to do. And a lot of people decide to go on the cheap. If you go on the cheap with a press release, you'll get what you pay for. You're going to have low quality distribution, probably a very poor written press release, and you'll have a distribution report that looks really great, but sucks. You need to pay. And if you want to get onto Yahoo Finance, it's not free. If you want to get into Reuters, if you want to get into USA Today, these are distribution networks that we have to pay for. So first thing is you got to make sure that there's a good distribution. The second thing is don't write a press release yourself, and don't get a blog writer to write a press release. Get a real press release writer, proven press release writer to write it, because it's a completely different way of writing. There's certain things you can't do. And I mean, we talk about, if you want, just go to the site. We've got tons of information on how to write a press release to do it yourself. Anyways, press releases work. Like we have a very high quality press release that costs between $750 and $1,500. But they go into all the periodicals. They're very extensive and very wide. We do that before a blast. So before a launch, we'll do something like that. During the launch, we want to get a lot of keywords associated with either rebates or search find buy, or we have these many chat flows that we've put together, but we use those keywords and associate them to the press release. And it works. It works. We see our keywords go up there. We see them stick for a good period of time, longer than normal. We've got tons of examples of this. And then as they start to drop, and this is when I hear people say press releases don't work, it's because they have written them wrong, they went on the cheap, or they didn't maintain their marketing campaigns. If you've got a marketing campaign and you've ranked for a keyword, obviously they're going to drop at some point, because there's tons of competition. And so now you're dropping. Well, all you need to do is spritz it up a little, Like if you are working with rebates, a lot of people do, throw a couple of rebates against it. If you're working with search, find, buy, same thing. Just put something towards that keyword to bring it back up. And you'll notice it's the easiest thing in the world to do once you get the keyword. And press releases, content. Not only that, there's outside traffic that you can easily grab and target that keyword as well.
So, but that's more so for brands, right? Not for a specific, or is it brands that have specific products that they want to rank the keywords for?
Yeah. If you gave me a keyword like organic bully sticks, natural bully sticks, I'll rank for that keyword in a few days. Bully sticks would be much harder because it's 200. Like I know this, I sell bully sticks, but it's 200,000 search volume per month. You know, when you get into the lower ones, like believe it or not, made in the USA, bully sticks, you've got, I think it's 11,000. A lot easier to rank for. The other thing you can do with press releases, which I love, if you've got any type of information on your demographic or where your sales are being done, so geo-targeting, let's say I'm doing it in Tampa, or let's say I'm doing it in the outskirts, I can target that with a press release with geo-targeting with neighborhoods under 350,000 and overnight be number one. Like really just overnight. I did a thing with Kevin King last year. It was in August. And I just put up a press release for his elite program. So the night before the event, I put it up. I showed everybody and I said, look, we have ranked on Google non-geographic specific. It was a bully stick thing. 276 were ranked on Google with long 5 words down to 2 words on Google. 131 were on page 1, and 100 and change were number 1. Number 1.
Wow.
Yeah. And by the way, here's 2 things that most people don't realize. Amazon wants external links. Mm-hmm. If I can give you 400 external links coming from a press release, I think that's going to give you a little bit of juice. I mean, their algorithm wants external traffic. There it is. Amazon's come out with the new algorithm. And they said, oh, what are we going to weight higher than anything? News and PR. How can you lose?
Would you say every Amazon business should be trying to get a press release, or would this be someone that is more established and has other marketing campaigns associated with it? Like, would you say as soon as, let's say I'm launching a mug brand and it has a bunch of dog quotes on it. I just launched it, just sourced it, and I just got my inventory into Amazon. Would you suggest that I get into press releases?
Yeah. If you're launching with a good, like if your listing is already optimized, I have never done a product launch since I got into Amazon without doing multiple press releases ever. And so, like a lot of people, you know, they don't believe in old school marketing. And they just can't see how it works, or they haven't done it the right way. And okay, look, it might not fail, or it failed, but probably 90% of what I see, and you can't do it by itself, by the way.
Okay. That was going to be my next question.
Yeah. Actually, when you launch, if we want to go down that path for a second, there's really 4 pillars of launch success. Okay. You've got PPC. You've got to get that going. You've got either your press releases tied to rebates. Rebates now, you can't go to a network of rebate resellers. I mean, you've got to have high quality, real people buying your product. And that's really going through more of a concierge rebate place. Though it just doesn't work. The buyer quality scores are too low. They're connected to discount clubs. What we found is that they just didn't work. They haven't worked. And I've seen courses out there that have just eaten up our rebates, and now they're hijackers on our listing. They bought up 100 units. So they got 100 Gmail accounts, buy up everything for free, and now they're your competitor on your listing. So I've seen that happen. But with good quality rebates, that's not an issue. Or search, find, buy, like you can do. I think Seller Chatbot's got like the Rankster, and that's effective. Working with brand and building brand is the third pillar, which is Amazon posts. You want to get that going, and believe me, Amazon post is a great way to lower or increase your conversion rates. You can definitely increase. We've measured it. If you do this properly, wow. And you can drive traffic to that brand feed that hosts your posts.
What is that? What is Amazon Post? I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Oh, Amazon Post is Amazon's got a social media platform. Used to be called Amazon Sparks, which failed miserably. I couldn't believe this because it's all about narcissism. And, you would buy something and you'd go, oh, hey, look, everybody, I bought, it failed. And I really couldn't believe it. There's a lot of these. There's so many social media platform. It's all about me, right? But that failed. But what they did is they came back and they launched this thing called Post, which is a pattern interrupt. So when you're scrolling on your mobile phone, you'll get to see something that says related brands or something along that line. And you can see people's competitors. You can post and you could be on your competitor's site. And you can show polished images, unboxing. I know that with one of our products, we have chefs holding up a knife and giving us recipes. So, you can do so much with it. And you can get followers now. So the followers, and I think this is going to go really far, but Amazon Live, which is the influencer side, right? Where you can go on and you can talk, you can do a podcast, you can get your followers or your brand ambassadors to do a videotape or go live and increase and build followers. Well, you can do that now with Amazon Posts. So you can take traffic. You can take traffic from Facebook, real people who want to buy bully sticks, drive them over to your page that it shows your Amazon posts, and get them to follow. And you could have a contest on that. Tag me when you follow. Get a chance to win a $500 gift card.
You are dropping some nuggets because now it's starting to all come together for me now, and I'm starting to understand a little bit more of the influencer difference between just a standard micro influencer and a brand ambassador, which of course they love the brand, they want to stand behind it, and how that actually works with something like Amazon Live and Amazon Posts, which I knew about Live only because I know in China they have something similar to Live, but it's for everything. They go live in like the malls, they're walking through the malls, and I don't know if anyone's ever seen like the TikTok. There's a TikTok video of like, I think it's 100 phones, and they're just walking around just cruising and perusing with it.
Yeah.
So we're late to the game here in the U.S., which is shocking because for being such a consumer market, you would think that is something that we would immediately think of, but no. We came up with Amazon Live down the road. So.
That's it. And the fourth pillar is influencers.
Mm-hmm.
So I bet I could take a brand with none of the other things and build a successful brand just by using influencers. That's how confident I am in the influencer marketing of right now. That is the that's the buzzword right now, influencers. But it's like press releases. If you get influencers that suck or really like just, you're going to get nowhere.
And so with influencers, do you only, I guess, is the only thing that you could expect from them what you asked from them? Like the,
No.
if you say, I need 3 posts and I need 2 images, or how would you measure sort of a good influencer versus a bad influencer?
We're going to go to that 80/20 again.
Yeah.
But there'll be these influencers that will continually, they'll be your moderator on your Facebook forum, they'll be, or in your Facebook group, they'll be the ones that are constantly reaching out, giving you suggestions on how to improve, giving you content. And one of the things to keep in mind, and Paul's very good with this, if an influencer writes content for him, he pays. That's usually the only thing you need to pay for, because they're taking time to really build that for you. But for the most part, yeah, you if they're going to become a brand ambassador, they're going to have these set of, okay, you'll get this, this, and this at a discount at this time. We expect this, this, and this. 20% of those people will go above and way beyond. And you don't have to, but it's probably a good idea if you've got gold to treat it right. And, Paul's taking groups out, and I know I was talking again to Joe Martin yesterday, and he was saying, yeah, I took my brand ambassadors down to Cancun. It's like, wow. And that's how much. Just think, Paul with $1 million
Right.
worth for his brand. Completely protected on Google, because all the content's just constantly coming out it's churning day after day after day. Try to go up against that brand.
And how long did it take him to accumulate, I guess, such
2 years.
fast? 2 years. That's it.
Yeah.
2 years.
And we have one guy that I believe after 2 months, he's already got about 30 brand ambassadors. But it's an incredible product, and that's not the norm.
So that's sort of like a unicorn out of, I guess, the lesser than products and the ones that stay true to their brand and then reflect the quality behind it, which always starts with sourcing. As we can relate all this back to supply chain.
Yeah, there we go.
You find a shitty supplier that's going to charge you the cheapest bottom dollar, and you're going to get a shitty product. And you're not going to be able to work with the influencers. You're not going to be able to work with brand ambassadors, any of that. So no, that's awesome. And so I know Paul is a great case study, but do you have any other case studies that I guess maybe smaller Amazon sellers can relate to?
Yeah, and also we're going to be. So Tim Jordan and I, and Afalabi, so Afalabi as well, but Tim Jordan and
Great
I are coming out with, this is going to be cool, 3 products, the same product. We're going to package them differently. We're going to, price point's going to be, 40, 99, and 200 and something. We're going to get influencers at each price point.
This is going to be your actual case study.
It's going to be a live $1 million challenge.
I love it.
We're putting our money where our mouth is, and we're going to do this thing, and we're doing, if we can do it right. We're all talking. This is all talk right now, but in the Centurion group, we're trying to do the China over the shoulder, how we did it, and then the U.S. product over the shoulder, how we did it. Very, very, very similar. Like, how do we do the product research? Because we don't even know what we're going to do yet. We have no idea. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're guaranteeing that in 12 months, this will be $1 million product.
12 months.
12 months, for sure. I mean, I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about, we're going to put our money where our mouth is, and it will be $1 million product.
When are you launching this?
We don't know. We haven't, we literally sat down, we had one of our meetings the other day, and okay, we got to start this thing. We're starting to talk about it. Let's get this thing rolling. Do you know what you want to do? Nah. But that's how good this is going to be, because it's not pre-recorded. It's real time, and it's going to be using influencers, and it's going to be using 4 pillars of launch success. Now, Tim's got probably a completely different way that I like that I'll going through it. And I think everybody's seen him and Bradley do Project X. Okay, well, let's put our minds together and see what we can do on this. And so, yeah, we'll see. And we're going to break down cost of goods. And I just know that we'll have tons of competitors after we show it. But cost of goods, how do we save money? What did we do? How did we do the pre-PPC? I'm hoping to get, one of the big PPC people on. I'd really like to do something in crowdfunding and say how we even funded this thing for nothing. But anyways, it's a thought that'll happen this year.
3 of the busiest guys that I know are going to be doing are going to be conducting one of the best studies that I think I'm going to follow. Is this something that you guys have a name for yet, or
we don't have a name for it. We're going to be doing like in Private Label Legion, which is a mentoring program which is free. It's going to have the basics, like what we're doing, and then we are going to be publishing it in the Centurion League, which is our larger paid platform. So yeah, literally everything will be there.
And so this is the general e-commerce podcast. Obviously, a lot of Amazon sellers are going to tune in. But for those of you that don't know, what is Centurion League? I know it's a paid program.
Yeah. So Tim started it. It's probably been 1.5 years ago. He has Private Label Legion, and he wanted to provide, before he became the AMPM podcast host, he wanted just to provide sellers with information. He felt that there was a lot of information that was going out there that may not be correct, or that he was more knowledgeable in. So he did a great job. His YouTube channel has about 5,100 subscribers. I mean, there was a lot of subscribers there tuning in, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more because now of AMPM. But then there was that, oh, hey, can you coach? No. I'm the same way. Like, I love to be able to coach, but can't do one-on-one. We're just like, it's busy. But what we can do is take time and find other experts to come in and help. And so what we did is he asked me to join him and came up with this training platform where every week there's 2 calls. There's 1 call, usually an hour to 2 hours on every Monday. And then there's a at least 2 hour call every Thursday, which has typically 2 topics covered. Yesterday we took 5 people and we ripped apart their listings. Good, bad, ugly. We told one person to, cut bait, and there was a lot of different, and it wasn't just us. This is the thing, like within the group, there's experts everywhere. But so that's what it is. It's a group mentoring program that also has a Facebook group and has a ton of people willing to help people. And that's the whole thing. Tim and I did not want this thing to be about us. We knew it wouldn't work if it was just us. I've seen too many broken models because you got, you're leaning, you have too much effort on or emphasis on you, right, and you run out of material.
There's only so much material.
There's only so much material. And so it was really important that we started bringing in experts in insurance, experts in outside of Amazon, so we've had some really good speakers, and we expect to grow this. And we expect that the network will grow where, hey, if you want to, come on to Clubhouse on a certain day and you want to talk about, Shopify or eBay or outside of Amazon to grow your business, you'll be able to do that.
That was another question I definitely wanted to pick your brain about. Amazon obviously has one of the largest pieces of the pie. It's hard to compete with any Amazon seller, or I know some of the most successful Amazon sellers get about 80-90% of all their revenue from Amazon. And they obviously don't own the data, they don't own the customers. So that affects their business, but that's a risk that I guess they're willing to take. But what are some of the other platforms that you would recommend? And I guess it could go from those that are just starting out through those that are looking to scale up. I have a strong opinion that Walmart Marketplace is going to be the next booming marketplace out there. I don't know if they have the infrastructure yet when it comes to fulfillment and logistics as strong as Amazon does, because they are mainly based in brick and mortar. But that's my opinion, just from what I've seen. But are there any that you really strongly suggest, hey, you have to diversify onto these platforms if you want to scale up?
I think you're bang on with Walmart. Right now, it's not that big of sales, and you're hearing a lot of, you're either on one side of the fence or the other, where people will say, don't focus on anything except, I'm just realizing I've got my wrong glasses on. I was wondering why I couldn't see you. There we go.
We go.
I'm an old guy. I got glasses kicking around everywhere. So anyways, you're either going to be going Amazon, and you think you should put all your eggs in that basket because that's the majority of your business. And if you decide to go elsewhere, that really the evaluation of your business is not going to change much. As a matter of fact, it could probably decrease. That's what I've heard. Do I agree with it? I don't know. I think if you're getting multi-channels coming in, probably bump it up a bit. I like the other side. I want to be able to look at Amazon, and I remember the day, or I remember thinking about this. My parents lived in Poland Spring, Maine. They live in North Carolina now, but they live in Poland Spring. And there was a super center, a Walmart super center there. And I was going, nobody is going to ever compete with Walmart.
Yeah.
Ever. I couldn't think of it. Look at what Amazon just did. Well, Amazon's got a limited time. Hey, I don't know what's going to end up happening, but I know that with that market share, there's going to be competitors. I don't know who, what, when, where, not a mind reader, but I like what Walmart is doing. I like their positioning. I also, and I can't get them to call me back, eBay. eBay is a fantastic platform. I got a bunch of people that I've worked with onto eBay. One had 5 times they got a hazmat warning from Amazon, brought them over to eBay, got one of their personalized, you get a personalized person over there. So, somebody actually, a personal consultant, will help you get onto Amazon or get onto eBay, work. They want the brand pages now. It's no longer like it's not the eBay that ended up sucking. They've actually changed their game. And I was very surprised at this. And anyways, we got this product on a few years ago, or a year and a half, 2 years ago, and got them up to 150,000 a month, 3 products on eBay. It was like, who would have ever thought?
Yeah.
And we don't even have it on Amazon anymore. Amazon, it was a pain in the butt with these hazmat issues. We knew that we had hazmat. We knew there was a flag on the account somewhere. So we switched it over. And so we did that. We went on to Walmart. Sales, nothing on Walmart for this product anyways. And then started to try to look around. Well, there are all sorts of platforms coming up, right? But Walmart is a main one. I'll tell you one that I've seen explode. I know people. I know my old partner over at AMZ and Beyond did a course on it, was Etsy. I know people that are killing it, absolutely killing it on Etsy using print on demand. And that's a whole other subject here. But Etsy just to give you an idea, this is an average seller, brand new to the industry, went on, and during the holidays, like November, December, made about 63,000 in sales. I don't know what the profit margin is, but in sales on Etsy, which if you would have asked me last year, I would have said, what the hell run? You know? But yeah, it seems to be a good platform. I want to get more information on what, who, what, where, how. And I know like Dave Kettner, he does have a course. I think it's on Learn, and you can check it out, but it's solid. So those are sort of the ones that I'm looking at right now. But the one that don't forget yourself.
Yeah.
You got Shopify. Shopify is awesome. Shopify is absolutely awesome. I'm working with a company right now that a year and a half took to get to 10 million. 1 year later, 30 million. This year, it's going to be 50. They're not on Amazon.
Jeez. Is that just through Shopify?
All Shopify. And they did expand out to the e-tailers, right? So they're on Chewy, they're on Wayfair, they're on, so you just can't stand still. You can pick your channel and go for it. You can be very successful in Amazon, and that's fine. If that company would have just listened to the guy that said, oh, just stay on Amazon, they wouldn't have sold. They wouldn't have sold nearly 50 million in product.
Well, I think this is from the conversations I've had with the businesses, but I think a lot of them are terrified because they don't understand 3PLs and they don't understand multi-channel fulfillment. And so that's just another layer that they see. Hey, I don't need to peel that layer of the onion. I'm good on Amazon. I'm perfectly content. But I mean, just in this past year, COVID has highlighted, hey, we have to get the hell out. We have to start our own thing. I mean, Amazon restricts me to 200 units because they make this arbitrary IPI where they don't show you the calculations. And now what? What am I going to do?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to, I can't store these 4 containers in my garage.
Well, and there is no urgent rush. You've got to run out. The sky's falling. But if you learned it, or I love doing this, I'll hire somebody. Yeah, I'm talking about if I've got a team member that knows nothing, and we do this. We just did this with FreeUp just recently. Put a post there. I need somebody to help me better my LinkedIn leads. Train us. I don't want somebody full. I've got great people. I just got to train my social media team to understand how to do this.
Oh, so you bring in experts. You actually hire freelancing experts to show you the ropes. I didn't even know that was an option.
It is. So it's really great to do. The other thing, this is just on that topic. Another thing for time saving, you've probably heard this one, but time saving. I've got one person that's listening to training. That's what they do. They summarize training. I don't want to sit, and I'm kind of cutting myself because I don't want people to not listen to my podcast. But I'll go to events, and you pick your day at whatever event, and I'll listen to that event, and I might be at the event to network or do whatever, but a lot of the times I'm sitting there going, okay, there's the pitch. Okay. Oh, the nugget. Okay. So there was the nugget. And yeah, that was a good one, but I had to wait 45 minutes for it. So I don't do that. I'll just hire somebody. You listen. Here's the recordings, log in, the new course or the new event just happened. Here's all the recordings. Was there anything worth listening to, and how can we implement it into our company?
You're going to give a lot of college students the wrong idea here. No, it's I know we're coming up at the top of the hour, and you're one of the busiest people that I know at running. I put it's like over 20 companies last time that I talked to you. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. But Norm, I Are there any nuggets, anything that you want to leave any Amazon seller, e-commerce seller about influencer marketing? Is there anything that they should know before we hop off here?
Well, I don't know if it's so much an influencer thing, but I think it's very important that with anything that you're doing is that you've got to continually learn. And Amazon is going to continually change. All these other e-com platforms are going to continually change. You've got to be on it. If you're not listening and if you're not going out and training 1 hour a day, so 1 hour a day, do something, you'll become an expert in it. If you want to be on Amazon and you're looking for a course, get a course, pay for a course. Don't do anything free. Your course is your white belt. Once you're done with that, then you can look for like masterminds, which are important, or virtual summits, and start to learn. Then I would suggest getting into mentoring and get a mentor. Just find somebody that you connect with, and just reach out to people and see if they'll become a mentor to you, somebody with your personality. That's probably the first thing. The second thing is you have to be resilient. I've had accounts shut down. I've had, we just brought in all these, I was almost going to say it, but I have to protect my client. These incredible products that all of a sudden we get this thing, oh, it's meltable. It's like, no, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's inside styrofoam, and so now there's a battle there. Now we get, suspension because of pesticide. What are you talking about? It has nothing to do with this pesticide. Anyways, you have to be resilient, and don't think that because you get knocked down once, you have to stay down. You just have to keep getting up. And if you don't get up, then you're not meant to be an entrepreneur. That's it.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. So that's something we're gonna have to keep, cut, and repurpose and blast out as much as possible. We'll make a press release and we'll get that out.
there you go.
No, I love it, Norm. If anyone wants to find you or any of the information that they learned today, where can they find you?
Easiest way to get a hold of me is probably just going to the website. So just Norm Farrar, Farrar. And, there's different companies. Click, contact, and we can set up an appointment.
Awesome. Well, Norm, thank you again so much for coming today. You dropped so much knowledge. I'm excited for the listeners to gain that knowledge. I hope they took diligent notes, and hope to keep in touch with you and have you again on here soon.
All right. Thanks. And looking forward to getting you back on our podcast.
Hopefully soon, Norm.
All right.
Thanks, everyone, for listening.
Bye.